I feel like it was always in my mind. It was nothing else. I was going to do nothing else. It was just straight football. That kind of fighting spirit is in the family. It runs through, and I feel like I've always had that. And there's always going to be competition, especially from that young age when you're trying to get into a big team from a small team in your town. There's thousands of kids that want to do what you want to do, so you've always got to have that fight and that drive, and then to want to be the best, and I feel like I always had that. That story about the police officer when he come in was asking everyone about what they want to do or what they like to do, and yeah, I said I want to be a footballer, and he's like, yeah, everyone wants to be a footballer. So and that always stuck with me. It always was in the back of my head. I always thought of it. I'm going to do it because he didn't think I probably was going to do it.
We're at Purwood Park School, which is the senior school that Mason Mount went to. I was his first coach at 5, is when I first see him. As a 4-year-old coming on 5, as a matter of fact. Just a young little boy, as thin as a rake, just pulled up in a car, got out of the car, walked over, picked a ball up, and away he went, just kicking, and I'm standing there in awe thinking, who's this little boy?
It was a tough decision for me because obviously being a Portsmouth boy, they're my home club. It's right on my doorstep. I don't have to go anywhere. But then when I went to Chelsea, and it was a challenge. The level of players was much higher, and I really wanted to test myself. And I think that's why I made that decision. And it wasn't an easy one, but I wanted to go to Chelsea. It was a massive club. The facilities here, unbelievable. So I was just, every time I come up here, I was just wowed. Little kid, just loving playing football, and this was the best place to be.
Back then, they had a wooden shed and the first team boots was hanging up in there, and as we walked past, you had to walk past it to the dome, you see Mason looking at the names, Terry, Lampard, and he's, wow, look at this. So he went and trained, and that's just set him off. He knew that's where he wanted these boots.
I feel like it was probably more difficult for my parents that I was moving out. It was more of an exciting time for me. I'm going up, being around the training ground, I'm going full time. It was an absolute dream to be able to do that.
I tried to base my free kick on Ronaldo, hit the ball by the valve, and it moves. So what do you do? Top corner, top bins.
Listening to the pros today talking about him, they knew they had something. Even the pros used to finish training early and go and watch him when he was 9 and 10.
There wasn't many that was breaking in to the first team and being regulars and playing a lot. And obviously from the past, there hasn't been loads. And my response was always, yeah, there was that focus and that drive that nothing was gonna take me off that.
Mason Mount, welcome in Arnhem. Can you tell a little bit more about yourself?
Yeah, coming from Chelsea Football Club, 18 years old. I'm player of the academy last season. Played with the 23s, and obviously very excited to come here and show everyone what I've got.
Why did you choose Vitesse?
Well, it's obviously a strong link with the club, and they have nothing but good thoughts and good praises about the club. So I wanted to come in here. It's obviously an opportunity and a challenge for me. So yeah, I want to take that challenge. It was difficult first couple months. It was probably the only time in my career that I haven't really played for a good couple months, and it was tough for me. I couldn't get my head around it because I've never had that experience. I was like, why am I not playing? Like, I've had it for the whole academy. I've played and go to a team and then I'm not playing, and then I get my opportunity, and I scored on my first. I think he brought me on as sub and then I scored. So just, you have to wait for these opportunities sometimes, and when they do come around, you got to take it. And then by the end of the season, the fans voted me for player of the season, so it was a good end to the season after a tough start. My name is Mason Mount and I'm a midfielder for Derby. It's a bit of a tongue twister, that one. Mason Mount, midfielder. The decision was to go out on loan for 2 seasons, and the first was obviously to Holland to get a different type of experience, and then I wanted to come back to England. I could have easily stayed out there for another year, but I wanted to go out my comfort zone again and to go to the Championship, which is a very tough league. It's demanding, physical, and it's going to add something different to my game, and I'm going to learn something different.
What's the motivation for you choosing Derby County? Because there's been a couple of clubs linked with you over the last few days.
Yeah, there was a couple clubs, but I think what brought me to Derby was obviously how big the club is. It has a great following. The club is huge, and I want to take them into the Premier League. That's where they belong. Yeah.
What's the manager said to you about what he wants from you and what he's trying to build here at Derby?
I think he wants me to obviously come into the team, bring some enthusiasm and energy. I'm going to have to work hard to get into the team. It's a great group of players. But yeah, I'm very looking forward to it, to getting maybe some goals if I can, and integrating into the team.
There's got to be more opportunities given to younger players. Whenever you can put young players in front of the manager's eyes, it gives them an extra opportunity and an extra drive to try and perform.
I've worked with Jody before throughout the academy, very close with him, so he messaged me and said just don't make a decision with any other club yet, there could be something coming up. So I kept my options open, and then yeah, this come up, and it was kind of a no-brainer with the gaffer and Jody and Jonah as well, all being from Chelsea, and to work with the gaffer week in, week out was a massive pull for me, and yeah, that was why I made the decision.
Fizzing shot by Matt has beaten the goalkeeper, and this bright young thing does make an impact on his debut for Derby.
He's got a lot of attention, and rightly so, because of how he's played. So he's been a pleasure to work with, and obviously being in a similar playing position to how I played, we can have lots of chats about how he sees the game, how I see it, where I think he can improve, and I think I've seen lots of signs of that improvement coming from his own hard work this year.
Brilliant experience, another year of playing football, playing as many games as I can, and gaining a lot of valuable experience, and obviously to learn under Frank as well. It took me to the next level, and I was learning every day in training and getting better and better.
I'd love to work with him again. It's something that he has to make sure he continues playing, I think, because that's the way to improve, playing at the top level. And the Championship is a top level for a player of his age. So we'll see what happens in the future. What we do have is already a very strong squad, and we've got young players at a really good age that have not just potential, some of them already showed it in the first team, but have the talent.
I set that 2 years of going away from Chelsea, and then after them 2 years coming back and giving it everything to get into the team and to be a big player, and I feel like I was ready for that. And then obviously leading into the season, when it started, it was good as well, yeah.
This is a day of great emotion and sentiment. Another new dawn at the bridge.
All the sacrifice that we've had over the years just come down to this day of it all meant so much, and it was all leading up to this moment.
Mount has stolen and scored and launched Lampard at the bridge.
It was a surreal moment, and yeah, that's definitely a goal that I'm going to remember for a long time, with all my family there. A lot of the coaches that I've worked with over the years from Chelsea, to do that in front of them, it was a special moment.
That is a Mason Mount. Reads the game like a snooker player. He lines his next 3 shots up. Somehow Mason Mount lines up the next 3 passes.
Pulisic, rolled on here for Mason Mount to fire Chelsea back into the lead. Mason Mount. Oh, that's just terrific from Mason Mount. Abraham chested down and volleyed on magnificently by Mason Mount. What a goal that was. Looks like Mason Mount. It's an absolute beauty. What a shot, what a free kick from Mason Mount.
Thomas Tuchel, Chelsea's first German manager. He's signed an 18-month contract with the possibility of an extension.
I've never experienced something like that when a new manager comes in halfway through a season. But he's obviously brought different kind of tactics, different look on football.
I like what I see from Mason so far, from his personality. Such a nice guy, such a competitive guy, such a lot of talent. And the most important, every game I watched so far, he leaves his heart on the pitch, and I'm very, very happy to have him around, and I will not stop pushing him, and I will not stop guiding him, and I will not stop trusting him.
Chilwell, that's curled nicely into Werner, pull back to Mount. Terrific finish. Mason Mount scores for Chelsea. Crisp, incisive, precise.
Just keep doing what you're doing. You knew what you were setting out to do. You were on that road. I know whatever you're doing ain't going to affect you, and you will get where you need to be. And please keep being humble and showing these young boys coming through who think there's no hope. There's always hope if you put enough effort in. In football, the harder you work, rewards do pay off. When the door gets shut, go and kick another one down.
Everything happens so quick, and you don't really have time to even pinch yourself or look back at what's happened. But it's a short career, and the seasons fly by, the years fly by, and you've got to make the most of every season and really enjoy it. And I think that's always something I want to do, and really enjoy the moment that I'm in. Not look too far ahead and not look really too far back. Try to do the big things in football, and that's winning things.